Hey, junior Egyptologists, welcome back to the internet's only learning course. Learning course? Yeah, learning course. Why not? On ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Did I mention it's free? All right, well, hopefully this isn't your first time, but if it is, welcome. If it isn't, hey, you should probably go back and check out some of the other lessons. All right, especially because we have homework that goes lesson to lesson, and here it is from last week. This is a sentence that you've actually encountered before, oh gosh, somewhere around lesson 60, something like that. So the first thing we're going to want to do, like with anything, is transliterate it using not only the correct letters for English, but the correct sound complements to show what type of sound. Like, for example, whether the H is a HS, like hiss, or a H in the back of the throat. That's what all of those little symbols are for. Now, the first word in this sentence is a papyrus with a chick, which is iw, IW. Now, this is not a word. This is a symbol that you are about to go into the past tense. Think of it like a stop sign. Anytime you encounter these glyphs at the beginning of a sentence, it's really just a sign, it's your clue that you're about to go into a past tense sentence. And what does this past tense sentence say? Well, let's go word by word. First word is one we've encountered before with the hoof and the owl, which is wacham. This is the word for repeat. But since we are in the past tense, and you'll notice that it is followed by the water sign N, this is the equivalent of doing like an ED in English. So it changes the word repeat to repeated, as in it already happened or it was repeated in the past. We've got our double stop sign and our N to tell us this. All right, next up we have the word chist. And here we've spelled chist with the HS glyph and then an S glyph with T and a determinative. This is the word for to favor. And I've very deliberately written it with an extra S because that's actually what we're going to be talking about today, the elastic nature of the language. So if you look at the bottom, for example, the word chist, which is to praise, well, there's multiple ways to write it. I've written it HSST and then just HST. This is because everything about hieroglyphics is about the elastic nature. Words aren't spelled the same way from paragraph to paragraph or stela to stela. It depends on how much room the person doing the writing, the scribe, has on the papyrus or on the wall. If they need to shrink a word or grow a word in order to take up more space, they have those options. All right, so then we have our determinative, which of course you'll notice the arm pointing to the mouth, which tells us this is a emotion or feeling. Then we have the word her, H with the dash under it, and then R, that's the word for before. And then the final word is nos for king. And you remember this is an honorific transposition, where the SW is placed first but pronounced second. So the whole sentence says, requested favor before the king. Well, or sorry, no, requested repeated favor before the king. Who did the repeating of the favor? Well, I did. Anytime there's not a subject, like the man repeated favor or the servant repeated favor, it's always I. All right, so let's look at another example of this elastic nature. Again, here's a sentence that you've encountered before. Anyone remember this one? Hands up. All right, it's ma'at haru, which is the equivalent of rest in peace. It's what would be on a tombstone. Now, it literally means the truth of voice, the word true and voice, but it figuratively means the justified. So basically someone who's true, someone who told the truth, someone who is justified. And this is what Egyptians will put on tombs or stela reflecting what someone did in life. Marat Huru. It's very, very common. Now I've written the full one at the top, but you can see at the bottom there, using only two glyphs for Ma'at and Haru, I have written this exact same phrase, but with what, 20% of the glyphs? No determinative and no extra sound complements. I've even flipped the or, which is the Haru trilateral sign, vertically so that it looks better. It looks more appeasing to the eye. So again, graphical transposition. Let's look at another example of this. So here we have B-A, ba, followed by the basket with a handle, which is a hard K, as in king. All right, so ba'a, k, and with it being a hard K, there's no other sound complement with the K, like a dash or anything with the regular K. So ba'ak is servant, and you obviously need at least two glyphs to say this because it requires three sounds, B-A-K. Now we could spell this with three sounds. We could have the B-A, then another A, the vulture, followed by the K, the basket with the handle. And here we have the ah sound repeated, so the whole idea of a sound complement. So ba-ah is already taken care of with the first glyph, but then you have a second ah and then a K. With the sound complement, anytime you have a single sound that follows or precedes a double or triple, it's just a reminder of what that sound is, and it's used to either extend or shrink the amount of space the word takes up on the wall. So if you have a lot more space on your wall, you could write ba'ak with 3 glyphs. You could write it with the BA, the ah, and the K. Heck, you could even throw a determinative in there and now have 4 glyphs for the exact same word. It's all about the elastic nature of the Egyptian language. When they were writing, they sometimes needed to cover more space. So if you had as much space as that top arrow, the BA and the K, well, you could write ba'ak, servant, with 2 glyphs. But if your wall or papyrus or whatever it is you're writing on has more space, well, you have the option of stretching it out with extra letters and determinatives. And remember, the determinative for a man, when it's a person or an occupation, the hand is down to the side. When it's something somebody is feeling, the hand is pointing to the mouth. 2 very similar determinatives, but meaning very different things. So watch where you have the hand pointing. You only want it pointing to the mouth when you're doing a feeling or something that a person wants to express through words. When it's just a man or a man's occupation, in this case a servant, then the hand is not to the mouth. All right, so for homework this week, here is the word to become. I want you to find 5 different ways of writing this word, either stretching it out or shrinking it. So play with it, try some different glyphs, try some different determinatives, and see if you could come up with multiple ways of writing that word using the elastic nature of hieroglyphs. And if you like this series, please do share it, like it, tell other people about it, help spread the word. It's free, it's fun, it's every Sunday, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. Any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll always check back. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for more doodling with purpose.